good morning, good evening, good night. How everyone doing? Hey, Jack Peak. Hey, Jogress. My name is Nobody. Sesto. Funny Toro. How are we doing? LC Raula. Aussie. There I see a Kiwi with a middle finger. I believe that Kiwi has to speak up here, right?
Hello.
Hello there.
Hey, how you going? Good, man. Yourself?
It's late here where I am, so I'm already kind of a bit tired, but excited for this one.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's 8 a.m. for us, so been up for a couple of hours. What's the time for you?
Oh, it's midnight.
Midnight. Still early.
I'm an old soul already, so I'm already tired around 11 p.m. So
Yeah, especially in this universe of crypto, it takes it out of you.
Yeah, we were thinking of starting a couple minutes earlier because you've got another event to attend to, right?
Yeah, we've got a poker tournament starting. It's in 1 hour, and so there's about 10 people that have entered so far. But usually they start entering about 10 minutes before the game starts.
That's always the same thing, right? Like nobody signs themselves up and like win poker.
Yeah, no one knows what they're doing until the last minute. I see Rayola in there if you want to bring him in.
Yeah?
Yeah, there he is.
Alrighty. Hello there.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
No.
I already see a couple of those sperms in the Raula sperm in NFT and also VKiwi, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
VKiwi is a moderator in Kiwi Discord.
So are you actually covering like all the alphabet with the like alphabet letter and then Kiwi, like the VKiwi or TKiwi? Mad Hatter could be MKiwi.
Yeah,
we could do that.
A Kiwi, C Kiwi, B Kiwi. Jeez.
And Xive Crypto, X Kiwi. But yeah, should we get started, Mad Hatter? Or so that we don't waste so much time?
Yes, yeah, let's go ahead and get this rocking.
Yeah, because people will usually come trickling in as we go, but we don't want to interject with your poker tournament. So let's get it started.
I don't play poker anyway.
You could also start the poker tournament and still be on here, right? So
yeah, you could. Yeah,
still be here speaking. Yeah. So, Varvuru, are you starting the recording?
Sorry.
No, I was just talking to
Varvuru
in the audience. If he's starting the recording, because I don't see crack button here.
You don't see a crack button?
No, the recording bot, Craig bot. There he is, the teddy bear. Alrighty, perfect. Now we're complete. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to The Pillars. We are a community-led space aimed at supporting protocols and educating our investors for intelligent, meaningful conversation. Here we ask the tough questions you all want answered. Let me now introduce to you KIWI token. KIWI, just in general, if you have been a part of a different crypto community, might already be a familiar name to you. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on this, on the KIWI token. The KIWI token is a token that's mainly there to support the gaming gambling ecosystem of Legendary Labs. But let's get right into the nitty gritty. Also, exactly, we have a $100 giveaway that we're gonna split up again into 4 $25 giveaways, which is gonna be announced at some point by Mad Hatter. But yeah, I'm going to stop the rambling and I'm going to pass the microphone on to Mad Hatter, and everyone enjoy.
Thank you very much, David. Just before we get started, just so everyone knows, obviously, if you want to be able to be in it to win one of the $25 giveaways, then you've got to jump into the KIWI Discord. So we're going to throw that link into the stage questions channel, and just jump in, prove that you're in there, and then you're eligible to win. Gentlemen, how are we? KIWI, well, I'm looking forward to this conversation. How are you guys doing? I know it's early for you.
Yeah, doing well, mate. Had a big day yesterday working, and had a few drinks to sleep well, so I'm feeling good today.
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks too.
Good to hear. Yeah, apologies for the early start. It's one of those difficult things, right? When you're on different sides of the globe, trying to find a time that works for everybody can be difficult. But here we are, and I'm looking forward to spicing up your morning. So let's start with a little bit of a background, please. I'm really keen to hear where you guys, very briefly, have come from in terms of crypto, why you're in this space, and what brought you to the door of the KIWI token and, creating games around sperm.
Well, Raul made a token called KIWI token, and it was basically made for us to trial and error and see how it all works. And a few people got wind of it and decided they would start trading it. So we thought, well, if people are going to start trading it, let's make some games for it. And so we made a few games, and people were playing these games and having fun. And it basically started from there as far as KIWI tokens concerned. So yeah, like I said, it was just all a bit of a muck around and learning and trialing and error, and that's where it is now. We decided to start taking it more seriously, and nice. Basically we've been following the community. The community's been saying, hey, has been dictating basically what we do. The more they get involved, the more we get incentivized to do more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is very much a community-driven token. I'm also keen to just find out how you got into DeFi yourself, KIWI. Where did it start for you? Where did your entry point come? How did you get your feet in the door that really led you to this particular point that you've now got your own token and project going on?
For me personally, I'm old and I work with tools, and my back, my crack, my knees, my arms, they're going to fade out one day. So I need to find a sit-down computer job, and this seems to be it.
Right. And were you in any other communities before this one?
I started off, my first Discord community was Seifu, actually. Which was back in last March, is where I first started off with my community crypto. I mean, I dabbled in it a little bit before then, but yeah, no, it wasn't until I got into the Seifu Discord that I really started to take a huge interest in how it all worked and all the bits and bobs that went with it. And yeah,
right.
Rail,
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you in a second, Rail. It's just that you were obviously a prominent figure in the Seifu Discord, which is how your name has become so infamous, especially to those that at any given time might have been timed out, cough, cough, by yourself.
Yeah. That was a long message that we both forgot about.
It was a long message, yeah. It was
throwing our big balls around.
Exactly. For anybody listening, I obviously jumped into KIWI's DMs to talk about doing a Q&A because your token really kind of caught my interest on that little bit of a pump. So I thought I'd jump into your Discord, have a look around, and I found what I was seeing to be very interesting. The no tax in and out, it's there to feed the games that you guys are creating. There's obviously a fun theme around it. And I did scroll up to read a little bit of our interaction. And as you said, we were just kind of comparing ball sizes, right?
Yeah, that's it.
A little bit. But here we are. Now we're talking, and it's going to be an enjoyable conversation. Raola, how about you? What's your background? Where do you come from, and how did you get into this?
Sure. Well, I've been in the crypto world a bit longer than Kiwi. I actually had my own IT company for about 23 years, and then sold that up about 2 years ago, and invested my money into crypto mining equipment. So I literally full-time mined Ethereum and Cortex and a few other things for until Ethereum went proof of stake. And I met Kiwi in the Seafood Discord, and we sort of got on, and I helped him learn how to mine Ethereum with his PC, and we just started talking from there. And it's like, and you asked about the Kiwi token. I actually, like you said, I created the token, and I said, I've immortalized you on the blockchain. We now have a token specifically for you, and and he just ran with it. It was like, okay,
right.
So let's do it.
I think what's interesting and fun about the token is obviously you have an extensive background, as you just said, in crypto, and then you've got this personality that a very large community knows and likes and gets on with, and then when they hear you, you're obviously a fun guy. You like to have a bit of fun with these things. You've pre-warned me several times that,
life's too short to not have fun.
Exactly, and it's a good partnership, I imagine, for you guys. So you create this token. You're doing it really just to see where it can go. You're kind of tinkering with it. You're playing around with it. Kiwi decides to run with it. How does the evolution from the token to what you guys are now building out happen?
Good question. Like Kiwi said, it's all been pretty well community led. It's like, well, Kiwi and I have got other things that we do with our lives as well. Like Kiwi said, he builds heavy machinery. When Ethereum went proof of stake, I decided to go back to my roots and get a job in accounting, which is not exactly exciting, but it does mean that I sit behind my computer a lot. And so we just, as we start sort of feeling what the sentiment of the community is, and a few people come and make comments and say, hey, what about this? What about that? We go, could we do that? And we're like, yeah, sure, why not? So we do. And that's how it's literally evolved. We haven't sort of sat down and gone, here's our master plan, and this is how we're going to do this, that, and the other. It's like, well, no, the world changes too quickly. Everything keeps evolving, and we just want to be quick and agile and be able to change with what the community wants as well. So
I think that's a very smart approach. Being quick and agile and being able to move in this space is imperative, because this space moves at a million miles an hour, and a week, a month can be like 10 years. But at the center of it, you've obviously got this Kiwi token that you guys are going to utilize. You then move into having legendary labs, and you've got these games that you're creating, NFTs. Do you guys want to give me a bit of a background on those and just talk me through them a little bit?
Sure. Go for it, Kiwi. Okay, so Legendary Labs is actually being rebranded to Crazy Labs.
Okay.
So we've got websites. So we've got a whole website, white paper, gift book, and everything is going to be rebranded to Crazy Labs. And basically, the NFTs, the Kiwi's middle finger, again, that was just a joke around. So the Kiwis. So the way that I think is, you could get a dog turd. You could literally get a dog turd, right? And you could make a take a photo of a dog turd. But if you invest $1,000 in that dog turd, knowing that you're going to get, say, I don't know, two times back, 3 times back, 5 times back, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out that you need to buy that dog turd because the returns on it. So that's why we actually have a lot of fun with the stuff that we're doing. It might not appeal to every person, but the one thing that does appeal to everybody and everybody has in common is that everybody likes to make money. So right. I love to play on the humorous side of everything, and I love to push the boundaries of everybody's personalities. You get some quite you get people that are very, very, very serious, and they ignore the humorous side of things, and they focus on the returns that they'll get. But then you get people who love the humor, so they get the best of both worlds. They get to have a laugh and make money as well. So that's what the KMF Kiwi's Middle Finger NFT were all about. We had 1,000 of them for sale, and they sold out, so the whole 1,000 have gone. And you can stake those NFTs and get some rewards daily. So
and what are those rewards paid?
Great. Those rewards are all paid in Kiwi, so that's how we utilize Kiwi there. So you buy you were minting the KMF NFTs with BNB, and then you were claiming the rewards in Kiwi. And so the amount of rewards has been well over $15,000-$20,000 because that's how we do things. Whatever returns that Crazy Labs gets always goes into the next project. So as Raul was saying, evolving and being very quick to the mark is very imperative in this system, in this world. So any returns that Crazy Labs gets, Raul and I haven't actually taken 1 cent out of the whole time we've been doing this project. From a few months ago, everything's gone back into ready for the next project. So we've always got money sitting there waiting to pounce on the next idea. I think the community would be happy to know that Raul and I don't actually take a wage, and we do put it all back into the projects.
That is going to be something that people will like to hear, because, of course, one of the things people obviously worry about is how much are the team making, with in particular tokens that don't have the highest liquidity when they start out. The fear will be, well, is the team going to dump at some stage? And effectively, you guys are saying, no, not at the minute. At the moment, we're building out and we want to make this a success. I do want to touch on what you said.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's fine. But yeah, like we were saying, you have to keep making new things. We're not going to stop from making new things. So the whole point of any money that we get, any percentage we get from sales, the community that we have, they know that we're always going to be bringing out something else so that everybody can make some money. We don't have any plans on taking any money until we have a nice passive income running. No such thing as a true passive income. Obviously, there's ups and downs, but getting some daily or weekly or monthly rewards. That's the ultimate goal for Raul and I, not just for ourselves. So we're actually doing this. It's quite funny. We're actually doing this for ourselves. I know it sounds a bit selfish, but hear me out. We're doing it for ourselves because Raul and I and our team, we want to make money. And we know that the way that we need to make money is to make everybody else money. As long as everybody else is making money, we know that eventually we're going to be able to make money as well without taking it from the community. So they'll be earning money and we'll be earning money. And we'll keep going until that actually happens. So we're not doing one project and then it's going to die out and then everybody's going to go off to another project. We're going to keep evolving.
Right. Yeah, it's what you're effectively saying is that it isn't a short-lived idea or outlook.
No.
You're really looking into the future, and you guys are going to want to continue to build out, and you're going to want to create these games that people can partake in, and it's something that you're always going to be working on. So there's always going to be something coming down the pipeline. And that's by design. Like you say, you know, the most money that you can possibly make as individuals, selfishly, is if plenty of other people, a ton of other people are making money as well, because that just means people are going to keep coming back. They're going to keep investing with you guys. You know, and it's a successful business is what brings in, you know, what you guys want, which is that money, right? But you said something interesting, and I want to pick up on that. You said that it might not necessarily be for everybody. It is a very central theme that you have going on at the minute. I like it. I find it amusing. There are going to be some people that don't. Are you guys aware of that? And how focused are you in terms of moving perhaps part of what you're doing away from that central theme into something that others might find a bit more enjoyable, and therefore it encourages a wider audience to jump in?
Well, for me personally, we are covering a lot of ground. Eventually, we are starting from what the majority of people like, and then there's going to be the minority of people. As we go along, we'll start catering to their needs more. We actually, well, I mean, to answer that simply, we have a partnership. We already have a partnership. We haven't announced it. And I think everybody is going to be absolutely, totally blown away by this partnership. So the more serious side is basically your question. We're partnering with a token called Soul Token, and they're a learning project. So this is this is an educational project, and it's very serious, very, very. It's going to go places because it is actually having a lot of money invested into it, and we're going to be a part of that as well because we do things in the background for other projects. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. So
yes.
People will see the serious side, and they'll get to know that that there is something coming for everybody.
It's interesting that you say that because one of my questions was going to be, and you know, none of these questions are designed to be personal. They're just designed to kind of get into your mindset a little bit more, because obviously on your Discord they're going to see a certain personality type. They might know you from another Discord and they're going to know a certain personality type. What they don't necessarily get to hear is, as you've said, the grind that is happening in the background. And one of my questions was going to be, it is lighthearted, it is fun. At what stage do you guys say, right, okay, this is game time, this is where we put our game faces on, and we've got to get a bit more serious? Do you have an internal conversation with each other in which someone reins the other person in? Or is that something that is a constant in everything that you guys are thinking about?
We're always thinking about everything.
Right.
Kiwi and I spend, we've got a fairly good routine worked out every day where we speak to each other on the phone at least 3 times a day. And we go over the basics of, all right, what's going on in Discord, what's going on with this project. We've probably got 5 or 6 things on the go at any one time. We have a handful of devs that we work with. We've got an amazing team who help with everything. I mean, we couldn't do it without all the guys that are there to help us. And so Kiwi and I are constantly having this conversation of, is this working? Is that working? What do we need to do next? All right, now that we've got a certain amount of stuff in the pipeline that we've got to get done, all right, are we meeting the targets that we need to meet? We've both got, sort of over 20 years each of business experience that we know what it takes to make a business succeed, and that the glossy stuff people see on the front end is only 5% of what's going on in the back end. I can tell you that. Yeah, so.
And I think that's, again, exciting for people to hear, especially those that are holding the Kiwi token, because, price appreciation is what everybody wants to see. And again, one of the reasons I wanted to speak to you guys is because I believe, especially with the tokenomics, that it has a potential to really fly. That's my belief. If someone, picks up on this, if the right tweets are being sent out, the right hashtags are being used, it just takes one individual who has a large following to pick up on this, and it could suddenly fly, and not just a small amount. As you guys saw, only a few days ago, I mean, you guys rallied, 1,600%, I think it was? in a day or two.
Yeah, that's right. Like you said, the tokenomics plays an important part of that, and so Kiwi and I, from the very beginning, when I say the very beginning, I'm talking about the beginning of when people started trading it, and it became more than just a bit of a fun thing for us both to have a laugh about. I take other people's money very seriously. In my role, I've always had to do that. So, I just wanted to make sure that if we're going to do this, we had the conversation very early on, and Kiwi said, "You're not going to leave me, are you?" And I go, "No, you're not going to leave me, are you?" It's like, we can't do this by ourselves.
Right. And trust is everything between the team, as we've seen recently with other projects.
That's right.
That trust is absolutely imperative.
Absolutely, and we're not going to do everything perfectly. We understand that. In fact, we've already had some missteps that we've been able to recover from because we had set ourselves up the way that we are to make sure that at every step that we're going to be at least 2 steps ahead of what everyone thinks we're at right now. And we had a few people come to us early on and say, "Oh, you need taxes. People won't take you seriously without taxes." And like, well, no, we're not here for the quick pump and dump. We're here for the long term, and if it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years for the price to appreciate to where we think it's a fair thing, so be it. We don't care.
Right. Yeah. Time isn't necessarily of the essence. The patience is good. That said, patience aside, at the moment we're sitting right in the middle of meme season, right? Or so it feels, or at the very least we're going to be hitting the middle of it. There are tokens going wild. One of the things that I'm sure every holder is going to want to know, and anybody that is thinking about jumping into this token, is what are you guys planning to do, i.e. marketing, that's going to really push your brand, this token, and what you guys have here out to the masses during this particular season, because it feels like an absolutely perfect opportunity for you to capitalize on.
Well, marketing, we're talking to you right now, so there's a little bit of marketing there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So I just want to say that we're not the normal project that everybody expects. So everybody expects very, very serious people up the front. They expect to see serious stuff. They're like, we're investing our money and it needs to be serious. And there's this line of, because you're doing this, you have to be a certain person. You have to say certain things a certain way, and all the rest of it. Well, that will never happen with Kiwi Token. It will never happen. I'm always going to bring my personality to it. And like I said before, as long as everybody, actually, back to what Rael said, we already had a problem where, we got fleeced from money. The really important thing to remember is we paid everybody. Now, It doesn't matter how stupid or you don't like me, you like me. We have... derogatory in some people's eyes things like sperm gnomes. We will always look after the community, and you're always going to see snippets of it from me. You're always going to see snippets of it from Rael and the rest of the team. You're going to see us changing. We will always try and be very serious in the background, and you can't deny that. I mean, if people don't see that, then as far as I'm concerned, that's on them. I'm not going to change me for them. So if they don't like us, because you can't please everyone. You know yourself in the crypto, everybody's going to have a problem with something. You can never please everybody. I'm just trying to please everybody in the way that we make the money. And as long as I'm doing that, I'll be whoever I want to be. So I'm not going to fall into this mainstream idea of you have to be serious, you've got to wear a suit, you've got to talk a certain way. That's probably never going to happen.
And nor should it. So, you shouldn't compromise your personality.
Some people might say, well, you could attract 5,000 more people if you changed who you were. And it's like, well, You know, if I have to change to attract those 5,000 people, I don't think I want those 5,000 people because I'm not money hungry. I'm not interested in being fake to make money. I'm interested in creating a community that all get along, all have the same goal in mind, and that is to have fun and make money. That's it.
Of course.
It's as simple as that. Yeah.
It's a good ethos to have, and it's a good approach to take, that you're not going to change who you are. And you know, feel free to absolutely have fun as we're talking. I'm not adverse to it. You can say whatever you like. Don't by any means think that I would want you guys to suppress any part of your personality. But my job on sitting on this side of the fence is to ask sometimes those questions that some people might not want to, because they understand it might be a bit intimidating for them, right? So I'm always going to probe a little bit. And, you know, in my probing, don't be afraid to let that personality shine, because at the end of the day, personalities have allowed you to be creative, and that creativity has created the games and the token that people are interested in. Again, I say it rallied 1,600%. That's no small amount. And there are
we've got Mr. Brian Legend to thank for that, because he's pairing us with SGO for free. Now that's a freaking, you know, we can't take that. I mean, we can take on a bit of that because it wouldn't have happened if we weren't who we were. So that's freaking awesome. And it's a huge ego boost to us, you know, puffed our chests out for the night and look at us. You know, Brian Legend putting us on that and using us as a way to show everybody how that's going to work is absolutely awesome. And it rallied big time, 1,600%, like you said. And and you know that we're not going to take on the 100% of that. You know, that was him.
And him offering that was it's nice that he did. You know, I like that he reversed his thoughts on that. I will ask you the same question that I leveled at another token that had the same partnership offer: is, do you guys, and are you aware that you still want to be a standalone project, right? As good as that community is, and it is a fantastic community, they obviously are rallying around all of the people that have, you know, been brave enough to go it alone and create something away from that community. But are you also aware that it is, you know, inherently important that you still maintain, as you've said already a minute ago, your own personality in your particular project and within your community? And how will you maintain that should, you know, that side of things maybe start to want to come into what you're doing a little bit more, as and when you guys see some real success?
Yeah, it's making people money. Who cares? If it's making people money, who the fuck gives a shit? Let's go there. Let's go there. Where's it? Oh, Jesus Christ, we're making money. Let's go there. You know, that's it. That's for the community. That's how we actually work, isn't it, Rail? We don't. There's some money there. We can get some communities some money. Here we go. We'll go over there then. Can you tell us your future plans? Nah, why not? We don't know. Tomorrow, the money might be over there, so we could have been full of shit for what we said yesterday. You know?
Right. But okay, but you know, there is money to be made, and you are, as Rayola said, you are dealing with people's money, and there is going to be an element of responsibility that comes with that, right? You're going to have to shoulder an element of that pressure that comes from the community, and then that's when you guys are going to really need to build out and create something that people are going to truly want to jump into, and you're doing that by way of games. You've got a couple of games at the moment. Do you want to talk me through those games and how they work?
You pay some money and you play the games and you can win some prizes. The games themselves, What do you want to know about the games exactly? I'm not.
So for those that don't know who, you know, what you guys are doing and who you guys are, I'm sure people are going to be super keen to understand which games there are out there, how they might work. What do you buy it with? Is it BUSD? Is it KIWI? Is it, how are people jumping into these games and getting those wins?
Yeah, so you play with KIWI. That's, you know, one of the the utilities of the token is that to gain entry to the games, you have to buy in KIWI, and your payouts are in KIWI, of course.
And how do you split the KIWI that comes into the games? What's the split in terms of whatever goes into a prize pool and whatever might go somewhere else for the team efforts or future projects, etc.?
So each one is a little bit different, but the one that we launched this morning, what was that one? KIWI, I think it's 60-40, so 60% goes back to the. That's it. Flappy Gnomes goes.
And Flappy Gnomes is running for a week, is it?
Sorry.
Flappy Gnomes is running for a week. It's a week-long tournament, I think I saw.
It is a week. It's a 7-day tournament, but it resets after 7 days. So it will be, and so it's $10 to enter the tournament. You play as much as you like throughout that 7 days. If you get in on day one, obviously you're going to get the most games in, but if you get on day 6, you've only got 1 day to try and get that high score. And the split 60-40, so 60% of the $6 of that goes into the prize pool, and the $4 of that goes back to Crazy Labs, which we use for future projects. Again, could be games. We've got another game coming out. It's already in the making. That'll help. That'll help to a percentage of that will help to go towards making that game. But also we've got our AI yield bot that we're making, so for passive income. So all the funds coming in, the percentage that comes back, doesn't go to the team. It goes back to the community. The team uses it to make more money for the community. So that's how it all works. It just recirculates and recirculates. We bring out something else. We don't use initially we used our own money. Raul and I put a lot of our own money in. Yes, we did get paid back from investing, as you would expect. But now the business, because this is a business, we treat it as a business, and the money that is being turned over goes straight back into, like I said, making more projects, etc. So, our team
are the tokens
paid out.
ever burned?
No.
Okay, so the tokens will always be circulating in effect.
Yep.
And do you guys? Okay, do you guys ever plan, or are there any plans to implement something in which you might consider or think about reducing the token supply to really at some point, parabolically push the price up?
No, because that's basically we'll be utilizing the KIWI token for the KIWI token itself, right? Is a KIWI token, and our focus is not on the KIWI token price per se. Our focus is on utilizing KIWI token, and the way that we utilize KIWI token is we do Crazy Labs. We do other projects for other projects, websites, minting apps, NFT marketplaces. So what we want to do is we want to have them pay us in KIWI. So rather than send us, like 5,000 BUSD for a particular project that we make for them, they would pay us $5,000 in KIWI token. So we're going to utilize KIWI token as a way of payment. So the price is always going to be, increasing, decreasing, being a token, I guess, but utilizing it for. So if you buy it and hold it, and we happen to do a project, and that project's $10,000, well, $10,000 worth of KIWI is going to get bought to pay us, and all of a sudden you're going to see a massive spike. We're getting much busier, so that'll happen a lot more.
Right. And that's very interesting. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yep.
After you. No, after you.
We've got another NFT project coming out, which is going to be utilizing KIWI as well, and this is going to actually be for the liquidity pool, and there's going to be for charity, and it's going to be for rewards for the community. So, yeah, there's we're always a couple of steps ahead.
Right. Yeah, you're always thinking about things, is what I'm hearing. And I like that you will ask people that want to work with you to buy the KIWI token. I think that's a very smart way of approaching it. In terms of the sell pressure that might come from that with the tokens that you guys get, is there a set way in which you might distribute it so that the sell pressure is less than just one giant candle down? How are you guys factoring that in?
Yeah, anything that we ever get, we never will dump like a large amount on the community. So if we get paid, like Kiwi said, $5,000 worth of Kiwi, and someone has to go in and buy that will come into our treasury, obviously. And as we need to get BUSD or BNB for paying out, any of our expenses, then we do that little by little. We know that we're responsible for making sure that the price doesn't dump. That's not lost on us at all. So we won't do that.
It is something that you're thinking about, which is again, it's just the reason I ask is it's just that extra layer of security for the investor, because your average investor they are going to think about these things and they might want to ask, and the fact that they can hear from you as a team, we're considering this, we know that this is going to be an up and down process, but we want the downs to be far more shallow than the ups. I think that's the strength in that, and I think people are going to enjoy hearing that.
Well, that's the big thing that Raul and I discuss every single project that we talk about, every idea we talk about. One of the biggest questions is, okay, how is this going to affect the community? So we need to put ourselves in an investor's shoes, and we have to think like
it's
an
because
investor.
We are investors. We're investors in our own community as well, and so we put everything through the lens of, would I do that myself? As an investor, would I do that? And if the answer is no, then we don't do it. That's simple. Because, and that's how the gnomes came about. It was like, I was playing around with yield farming on Uniswap V3, and I was going, I think there's something in this, but there's too much for me to just manually do this by myself. So why don't we create a bot? And then, you know what? If we create a bot, we can actually test it out, make sure it works, and then we can apply that bot and help our community make more money by, they can buy an NFT and they can get yield as well. Why keep it to ourselves? Essentially.
Sure. Yeah, understood. I understand that my questioning might come off as a little serious. So on a different note and a tangent for a second, Kiwi, how many people have you timed out in your Discord so far, and are you keeping track?
You want the honest truth? In the Kiwi Discord, I have timed out one person.
Oh, okay.
I timed.
Well, it wasn't.
That's it.
It wasn't me. And if they got timed out, it must have been really bad, right?
yeah, it was. I've timed out one person. I don't want to be that person.
Yeah, I can imagine you've had enough of that, right? So let's go into the lighter side of things. For both of you, what has been the most fun about this particular process? And I'm going to take community off the table. So you can't say the community building, because a lot of people will use that as a go-to. I'm more interested in kind of your individual mindsets in terms of how you're approaching this. So for both of you individually, where have you found the most enjoyment? And maybe also, what are you most looking forward to in the future as this progresses?
Good question. I suppose for me, the thing I've enjoyed the most is seeing the process unfold. I'm really very, very interested. And you say don't use the community, and I'm not talking about the community per se. I'm talking more about how Kiwi and I have put together the team that we've got, how we've managed to implement NFTs, implement the token, how the mechanics of it all work. That's the stuff that really interests me, and I find it fascinating how quickly everything goes as well. Like I'll go to sleep one day and then wake up the next day and feel like I've missed an entire month of work because so much has happened overnight.
Right.
And
yeah, that's great, and it gives you an extra layer of appetite for learning. And so it's good to hear that, you know, the fact that you are enjoying the process of learning how things work, and it changes so fast that you have to keep learning, and you enjoy that. I think again is something that your investors can take a lot of strength from, because it means you'll always be looking to innovate, and you'll always be looking to you know, jump on the next big thing and put it into what you guys have going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Kiwi, what about you, Kiwi?
Oh, it's achieving these goals is the biggest takeaway I get from it. I feel alive. I feel like every time Raul and I talk, and we talk things through, and we come up with an idea. The actual idea itself is, you know, you feel like you've hit the jackpot. Every idea that we go through absolutely everything. There is no stone unturned when it comes to thinking of the next idea, and all the strain and stresses and the frowning and the headaches when we finally have covered everything and can rule every possible negative off the table. The amount of excitement that I get from it, the adrenaline that pumps through me, is a massive success. Before we've even talked about any of this to the community or the rest of the team, it really gets my adrenaline going that we've got something and we know it's going to work. It really does. It really pumps me up. Like, well before we've even announced it to anyone, I'm already pumped because we can't see how it doesn't work. And when you get to a point where you see how something doesn't work, how it's going to work, you know, it just changes me. I'm just so pumped, so excited.
Right. And that's good to hear too. I think celebrating those little milestones, which is what my takeaway from what you just said, is that, you know, you're enjoying the process of celebrating those small milestones. Each step that comes along,
before it even comes out, I'm already celebrating before anyone knows about it, because you can't see the downside to it. And when you can't see the downside to something, because you've done everything you can to cover all that, it's different than it's a very different feeling than actually bringing out a project and announcing it to everyone and waiting for it to succeed before you get excited. I'm excited well before that happens, because I can't see how it doesn't work. It's going to work. That's everything that we've done so far has worked because of the process we've made, and the way that the team and Raul and I discuss everything. Everything has worked. That's happened well before we've even announced it to anybody. So we will keep doing the process the same way. Don't change what works.
Quite. And if it's a process that you both enjoy, then that's what you should stick to. One of the questions that's going to be asked a lot, I suspect, is, you know, are these games all going to be risk versus reward, or are there going to be other games that you guys have in mind that you want to start churning out? And do you have things in the back of your mind already going in that direction?
Yeah, look, risk versus reward is something that, you know, a lot of people are used to, and that's, I suppose, where a lot of the community has come from. Like Kiwi said, we've partnered, or we're in the process of partnering with Soul Token, and that's in a completely different space, and that's a learn to earn platform for education. I personally am very, very interested in that space because, you know, I have children, and I'm interested in them participating in that as participants as well. So I'm always looking at how we can implement that sort of thing as well. So yeah,
and that's going to be an exciting partnership for you guys, right? I mean, how big do you think it's going to be in relation to your space? I know it's a bit of alpha that you guys dropped, so let's expand on it a little bit. You said that nobody knows at this point, so I guess they're hearing it here first.
They are.
How did that partnership come about, and what do you think it's going to do for you guys?
Well, the funny thing about that partnership and how it came about was that Soul Token were burned quite badly by some devs in the past, and just through people that, you know, talk to people and they mention these things, and then they came and said, "Oh, look, can you help us out?" And we're like, "Well, you know what? Yes, we can."
Right.
This is something that Kiwi and I are both very excited about, because, you know, they've got the gaming aspect, they've got you know, learn to earn, and we have spoken about that as being something we're interested in pursuing, and we so we help them get their stuff done and recover from the issues that they had, and that's where it stemmed from. And
I think,
you know, yeah. Megan,
I think
the CEO there, is very like-minded. You know, she's very passionate about the space. She's very passionate about making it work. She's all in. You know, she's done her due diligence with what, you know. We don't take on things necessarily very lightly.
Right.
We are light-hearted. We have fun. We enjoy everything that we do. But I call it serious fun, right? You know, the accountant in me goes, right, we have to check off the due diligence, blah, 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 blah. Yep, all right, now we've got through that. Let's have fun with it. We've got the base work, groundwork covered.
Yeah, and I imagine your personalities bounce off each other well in that respect. That idea of serious fun, right? That one of you might have to rein someone in at some point, but it's all good because you're still enjoying the process as you go.
That's right.
Yeah. Rail and I get on very, very well. Well. Like,
I think building a reputation in this space for helping projects, especially ones that come to you to say, "Can you help with this?" is going to be a real strength for you guys. Have you worked so far with any other projects? Do you want to talk about them a little bit? I know that there might be a couple out there that you've helped that have done well or are doing equally as well as you. You know, what are those projects? Who are they?
We've done the NFT project for One Token.
Right.
You'll know One Token because they've done AMAs with you on here. We did we were asked if we could do a nice simple website for them, which we did the one website as well. And we've done Vamp Token website, which they announced they will be going on the Vulcan blockchain. And we've also done, obviously, the Soul Marketplace for the sale of their NFTs. And what else, Raoul?
Well, let's before you guys continue, let's dial into one of those a tiny bit again for everybody listening that isn't in your community and hasn't looked at your token yet, just so that people are aware. The One Token, you mentioned them. Yes, I've spoken to them. They've rallied over almost 3,500% from the bottom, and that's a project that has been very heavily pushing their NFTs. So again, it's a massive selling point for you guys that you were involved in that process, and that's something that people should be absolutely aware of.
I think it was all because of our website, to be honest. I don't think it was them at all. I'm joking.
No, take it. You can take the full credit. That's fine. It's your hot seat now.
Full
so
credit.
By all means.
Full credit's on me and Rayo Oliver.
But it is a strength, right? And again, that fits into what you guys were saying, is that those small steps of enjoyment and that learning process of enjoyment. I imagine it was great to see that rally, especially, you know, as you guys are putting in input. And B, well, I imagine just learning about how that is all implemented and how that works, and then watching it be successful and knowing, okay, what we just did has really helped and has played a large part in this particular project doing very well. That's something we can take into future projects, and that's now, you know, knowledge that I've banked, and I can now perhaps go in a slightly different direction and learn elsewhere.
Yeah, well, you asked the question right back at the beginning of the AMA about about my serious side in particular, because of the humour I like to bring to everything. When we have other projects approach us, obviously these people can see through that humour, and they do see the serious side. And these were the people that I was talking about before, how they can see through the picture of the dog turd, so to speak. And it's really it's really cool that they come to us, and it's really cool that they believe in our team. I mean, we can't thank our team enough. They are so loyal. They are very proactive. They're very, very busy, and they don't ask for anything in return. They really don't. They just love what they're doing, and they love where we're going. And Raul, please, by all means, hone in on this.
Yeah. I wasn't really expecting to say much about the team, but the team, you hear the saying, teamwork makes the dream work. This is one of those things where KIWI and I can't do this without these guys. And the fact that they are so loyal, we've had a couple of them approach us and say, hey, we've been approached by those people to work directly for them, and we've told them no, and to come to you guys. And it really is, I suppose, very humbling to know that we are surrounded by a community of people, and our team specifically, who have that mindset, and they genuinely live it out. I mean, Zodiac is one of those guys who, if you've been around, you see the shilling and stuff. Zodiac does a lot of the those little short graphic videos and stuff,
which are hilarious, by the way. I had a bit of an exchange with him the other day, and I didn't have the sound on for one of them. I revisited the video, put the sound on because I realised there was sound, and I was laughing my arse off, and my family were looking at me like I was mad.
I know.
They are funny. Yeah.
And he does that, and he's got a full-time job as well, right? He literally just does this stuff for us all the time. And Radu and Superman, and Two looks after Discord. I'm blown away, to be honest. Yeah,
and I'm sure it's going to be very humbling for them to hear that you guys are almost struggling to kind of find the words to describe them because of how happy you are working with them. And the reason I ask about it is because, like I said, you guys are helping other projects, and some of these other projects are doing very well, and they're snowballing, and it's in no small part because of what you guys have done to input into that. And in terms of the theme, I like the theme. I think those gnomes are hilarious. I think the theme that you guys have going on is hilarious. The fact that KIWI's been flipping me the bird this entire time is also hilarious, right? So I have to stare at that middle finger nonstop.
The thing that's funny about the token logo is we tried to get some advertising done, and they rejected it because they said it was too obscene.
Oh, they did?
Billboards, yeah, we got some billboards done in Las Vegas and outside Elon Musk's headquarters, and they rejected the token. So we had to. So what we did was we used a kiwi, an actual kiwi bird with the kiwi fruit, and he was So I mean, they accepted a kiwi's asshole, but not kiwi's finger.
Oh, the irony, right? Let's circle back to the token. And you guys have a poker game that's happening very soon. Do they need to buy the token and then use the token to enter the poker game?
At the moment, it's 50 Kiwi to enter the poker tournament, and all the funds from the entry fees is dispersed back to first place, second place, and third place.
Right.
So, again, we don't take any of the money; it's given back, and they have a lot of fun. That's why I think the last poker game was last week, and because so much hype was built around it, they decided to have another one, which Radu organises all the poker tournaments. And for
he's also the artist of the gnomes, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
So people have to get the Kiwi token to participate, and I do like that you are designing an entire ecosystem around this token. And one of the things that I have noted is, again, because of the relatively low liquidity, it is an absolute gem for jumping in on big spikes. Small amounts can really drive it, and if enough people jump on this, it can go easily in another single day a couple of 100% up, I think. And then people can choose to, if they want to, because by way of its design, swing trade it. If they want to hold for those higher prices later down the line, they can. And they can also jump into your games with the opportunity of winning more. So I like what you guys have going on in that respect.
Yeah, and the beauty, do we say anything about the next NFT project, Rail, or just no?
Yes. I'm not going to let you leave until you do. Yeah.
I want to see your name legally changed to Rail before you can answer.
My name? Or his name?
Yes, yours. No, I already know his name's legal.
My name is Rail.
Yeah, if there's some more alpha about the NFT project that's going to get people excited, you should absolutely be saying it now. No one's listening. Just me.
What do you reckon, Rail? Should we leave it?
That's your call, Kiwi. You're the one who'll have to field the questions.
Give a teaser.
NFT. There you go.
There's another one.
So Rail and I were talking like we do, 50 times a day, and we were thinking, all right, well, what could we do for it? Because you've mentioned a few times about our low liquidity, and we see that and understand that. And so, what we thought of was making an NFT project. So, what we're going to do is make another NFT project, obviously, and there'll be around 50,000 of these NFTs. Now, these NFTs will sell for 0.001 BNB. This is so that everybody can be involved in this. And what's going to happen is 90% of that, which I think is around $3 at the moment, I'm not 100% sure. So 90% of that is going to go into buying Kiwi and be put into the Kiwi liquidity pool, and it will never be pulled. It will never be touched. That's it. It's in there. It's gone. It's in the liquidity pool. That leaves 10%. 5% of that is going to be awarded to one person per month. So there will be a draw for one person, and that'll happen every month. The other 5% is going to be given to a charity, as in there'll be a list of charities that we'll ask from the community to put up, and that charity will be awarded that 5% each month that everybody votes on. Now, the reason we're doing this is, number one, I'm a big believer in charities, always have been. I've been paying direct debit monthly out of my bank account for the past 5 months or so for Cause for Calves. I've been doing that because I love animals. Animals would be my charity, but everybody gets a choice. So that's what that is. So, but mainly this is to increase the amount of liquidity in our pool, so that when so the price doesn't get affected so much with the buying and selling. The reason why there's 50,000, well, I don't know, why not? None of that money comes to the team, none of it at all. That doesn't go to further future projects. This is basically the community securing their own liquidity pool. That's purely what it's for. And you get a little bit back if you're a winner, and a bit goes to charity because we love charities.
And it's nice the manner with which you talk about charities. It's something that people would have plastered everywhere. It's kind of almost flying under the radar. But it's really nice to hear projects. I'm always behind projects that want to give back to charities. And the fact that you guys, you've mentioned it a couple of times now, the fact that you guys do that is also an extra strength. And it's a testament to you guys as your character. Like you say, behind all of the joking and the razzing that you guys do, the serious side is exactly that. There are charities that you yourself support personally, but also want to support with what you're building out. You know, and you know, we here at the Pillars, we are close with a YouTuber who has his own charity. It happens to be an animal sanctuary. So, you know, perhaps I'll get you guys in touch for a conversation with one another, as you like animals so much. You know, I mentioned the low liquidity not disparagingly. It's really as a warning to people to say that the liquidity is going to grow, and at the minute the opportunities are there for really big spikes because it's low. So it's an opportunity for people to jump in.
That's right.
I always wait to the end of a talk with people, especially if I am invested in a project, to tell them I'm invested, so that they don't, you know, the audience doesn't think that my questions are guided by an investment. And with you guys, I do have a little bit of money invested in it. So I'm interested to see where you guys go from here on in. I think it's going to be a fun process, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you build out.
Is there anything... I mean, this SGO pairing is going to absolutely skyrocket. I mean, what everybody saw, what you saw, that 1,600% growth that we took in that few days, like, trust me, that's going to happen again. It's a no-brainer. And if nobody knows what arbitrage is, then they need to look that up ASAP. But Rael's actually really good at explaining arbitrage.
Right. And I'm sure you guys can have some events perhaps in your Discord somewhere down the line where you run people through it. I know a lot of people are excited about that pairing. I know you'll get a lot of eyeballs on you when it happens. There are some questions people are filtering to say, can you explain a little bit about how that's going to work for you guys? Do you want to give maybe a couple of minutes, because I am just aware of the time that you have a poker tournament. Do you want to give a couple of minutes to explaining how that's going to work for you guys and where you think the real value is going to come from?
That's Rael's department.
Yeah, with the STO pairing, sorry?
Yes.
Is that the question? Yeah.
It was, yes.
So obviously, you know, Brian's announced that he's going to have $5,000 worth of KIWI paired with SGO into a separate liquidity pool. And so that'll provide people the opportunity to trade KIWI against BNB or SGO. And as you'd know, with arbitrage, you know, the price needs to settle at an even level at some stage. But initially, I think that there's going to be an absolute run on, well, it's going to happen 24 to 72 hours after the SGO token's been launched. So initially, the thing to watch will be what's SGO going to, you know, do. The price of SGO on launch, I think it's the 27th of this month, I believe. Is going to, you know, obviously it'll go up as most things do when they first get started. They'll go up. How high? I'm not going to speculate as to how high. But then when the liquidity pairings come out, we have no idea at what you know ratio that's going to all come out at. You know, is the KIWI going to be a 1-to-1 pair with the SGO? Is it going to be, you know, a 10-to-1? That's the bit that's going to be very interesting and cause a lot of price action in a very short period of time, because I know I myself will be watching it very, very closely because, I mean, we all like to make money, right? So,
yeah, it's a big opportunity there, right?
It's some big opportunities.
Really excited about.
Oh, yeah. I'm stocking up on my KIWI. Trust me.
So am I.
Yep, I'm stocking up on my KIWI, my gnomes. I'm stocking up on it because, you know, we're making projects that are working, so we'd be stupid not to be buying up ourselves because we yeah.
Right, and people should always have confidence in a team that buys its own token. We have in the Stage Questions channel, we've thrown your link in, your Discord link, so people please jump in there, especially if you want to win the giveaway money. We've also put in the links to buy KIWI token if you want to. So if you are interested, those links are there. Do you guys want to give a couple of parting words each and you know, make it as colourful as you wish? I absolutely don't want you to shy away from your personalities. Say what you want to say to the people that are listening. There are 127 people now wanting to hear your closing words, so go for it.
I don't really have a I can't speak my closing words, so I'm just going to post the emoji. There you go. So I just posted my answer in the stage questions.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Sorry, for those who feel like I'm being rude, it's not. It's actually a fun gesture. It doesn't mean fuck you, fuck off, or anything. Okay.
It is, yeah, and you know, when you jump into the Discord, don't take it personally if you know you get 20, 30 of those fingers coming at your direction. That's just people saying hello.
That's exactly right.
The Kiwi salute.
Exactly.
The Kiwi salute.
Well, anything you'd like to say before we part ways?
I just want to, you know, I'm perhaps the most diplomatic of the two of us, and so I just want to thank everyone for taking, you know, the last hour out of their lives to listen to us talk about stuff. I do appreciate it, and I know Kiwi does as well. Yeah, you know, if you've got any questions, jump into our Discord. Tag either Kiwi or myself, and we'll answer stuff. I don't talk a lot in Discord, not because I don't want to. It's just because everyone else says stuff before I get to. So, you know, if you want an answer from me specific on anything, just tag me. I'll talk to you. I have no problem with that. So, yeah, no, thanks everyone for coming along, and thanks for having us on as well. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. I was looking forward to this chat, and you know, again, it's nice, I think, for your investors who are already invested and those that want to get invested, to hear different aspects of your approach and different aspects of your personality. And I think you guys juggled it very well. It was a great chat, and hopefully we can do another one of these again in the near future when that pairing hits, maybe, and you know, we see some interesting price action.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I want to thank everyone as well for, you know, because that's what normal people do. So,
you thank them with the middle finger.
Cheers for coming and watching and listening, and yeah, by all means, come over, say hello. You know, you'll get the Kiwi salute as a welcome. So if you don't, have fun. Just have fun. We'll make you money.
Exactly.
That's it.
And that's what it's about, right? It isn't just about kind of doggedly watching the price. It is about having fun. So, yeah, I urge people to jump into the Discord, take a look. I'm really going to be watching you guys with a close eye because I think there's a lot of upside to this. That's my personal opinion, not financial advice, of course. But yeah, I believe you guys are going to hit the 10 and the 20 cents very soon. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy your poker evening. I really look forward to chatting to you guys again, and I will be dipping into your Discord on a regular basis, so you'll see my middle finger popping up every now and again.
Sounds great.
Well, that's the one on your hand and not the one in your pants.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming.
Right.
Thank you, the audience, for coming. You guys have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too. Bye.